Hi everyone, so on this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how I did the bass for table tennis, the kind of fat saw bass thing. I've used it in a few tunes over the years, but it slightly differs each time, and he was pretty fat in particular within table tennis, so I'll be diving into how I did that. So now it's not going to be exactly the same, I'm trying to get it as close as I can. It kind of differs each time I do it, but yeah, we'll give it a stab now. So the first thing I'll get in is, I've already done it, is put the LFO tool on there, just so you got the pattern in, because it's kind of like a reverse bass sort of pattern, but it's a little bit more bouncy and on the kick. So you can hear it here. So yeah, that sounds a bit lame, so we'll bring it down an octave. And then give it some white noise. Go on at pink. Bring the level down quite low, like 10%, 11%. Then go on the filters and go on notch 12. Select everything on, so it's on the noise and the other oscillators as well. And play with your frequency. I like it around 550, between 550 and 600. That'll do me there. And then give the filter some drive. And put the PHAT up as well. Resonance I pretty much leave untouched, and also the rest of it here. Okay, cool. And then I'll put a distortion on it. I think it's linfold or synfold, I think I usually go for. I think it's this one. And the mix I'll have all the way up, because I'm not doing this filter stuff on this one. Well, the frequency of the distortion, I'm not really doing that, I'm just leaving it on the default. And then we can bring it out with the compressor, put the multi-band on, and give the gain like 1 decibel, something like that. And the threshold, pull it down a little bit. But we might have to come back to this, because I'm going to have to boost it with the EQ, so I might have to tone this down afterwards. So we'll just get the EQ on. And boost the lows, like, quite drastically, to be honest. Like 14, 15%. 14, 15 decibels, sorry. Then go on the gain of the highs and lift them a little bit. It's up to you how high you want to go. And I've just pulled the frequency down a little bit, so it's a little bit more in the middle. You can already hear that it sounds pretty fat, and it's the kind of, that table tennis-y kind of fat saw wave thing. Okay, and then this is, again, this is purely up to you whether you want to do it, but sometimes it's nice to put a high filter on it, not really doing anything to be honest, but it just kind of cleans the top end a little bit. You can hear it just tones down the highs a little bit. As I said, not really doing much, but it does help. Okay, cool, so the sound is here now. Okay, so the sound's kind of close. So what I'm going to do is put an EQ on there as a default. And then go on Fab Filter Saturn, just to add a bit more crunch to the sound. Draw in the notches. Okay, cool. So it sounds pretty good, but I just want to adjust the compressor a little bit. Alright, sweet. So it sounds good and stuff like that, but it's just you can hear that with the kick, it cuts through okay, like, but you could just have a bit more control of the high end, and obviously you want the sub to sound a little bit warmer as well. So what I did in particular on Table Dennis was I doubled up the channel, stuck it down here, and I made a thin version of the sound. I can't remember, I think it was like around here, like 140, 150. And then I did a low version of the sound. So I cut off all the high end. And then you got to find the balance then between the two. Because obviously you don't want them to phase, so... Chuck this under here and then turn it up a little bit. So you can hear that we're basically there with the sound. The sound is literally almost there. But it's just the movement is kind of in and out. So it comes back to a similar process to what I did on my last video, is bouncing it down to audio. So we grab this, bounce this to audio, and do the same on this one. Then pick which one sounds like it's not phasing. Probably the first one, and plus the first one sounds the fattest as well, so even more reason to go for it. And then basically drag a space all the way up to where the key changes start to come in. So I think they're the last bit. Yeah, alright, so pull that to there. Then copy this over all the way up. Well, you know, this is just for the Table Dennis key changes. You know, you can obviously do different ones. Yeah, 2 seconds. I need to learn how to do the key command so it copies over. So yeah, that's literally how I did the bass for Table Dennis. It sounds quite close actually, to be honest, so I'm just gonna listen to it actually. Yeah, it's pretty close, but I could do some more high end, which you could probably hear in that one then, so we'll just boost the high end of it.
Good morning.
Some minor EQ and could save it a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty much the exact same thing. Now there was another sound that I did within Serum on there. So it was basically, let me just double up the Serum thing from earlier. And I'll just grab a long sort of note of it. And yeah, it was this basically. So let me put the bass back on so it just sounds a bit more interesting to listen to. And then I went on to this saw wave. And then put a pitch on it. So grab the LFO, any LFO you want, drag it to the CRS part here, Alt Shift click so that it pulls to the line there. And then I think it did half. And then it's here quite aggressively. Maybe some more white noise. But yeah, it was just another section for it, so where it does this sort of build-up thing.
To appear.
It's just another variation of the bass. Let me turn the white noise down on that. Yeah, better with sidechain. I think it's just because the sidechain is so aggressive, so. There you go, it's a bit better. But yeah, that's basically the gist of how I added that extra groove to it. I think I just tightened it up in audio as well, so it just sounded a little bit more sharper, but yeah, that was it. So yeah, the basic sound obviously was this. And then yeah, if you want another variation of it, just play with the pitches and stuff like that. And mess around with the distortions and, you know, change the frequencies here and there, so it varies it up as it goes along. So, but yeah, that's how I did the bass for Table Dennis. So yeah, this is just another little video that I'm giving away, obviously, just until my new website, Beat It, is launched. But on the website, I'm going to be way more in depth about stuff, not just giving away kind of little videos. There'll be more hour-long videos on techniques I do within Serum, and, you know, all the sort of processing and all the stuff I put on my channels and my effects and all those types of things. It's all going to be on there. So, but yeah, that's how I made the bass from Table Dennis.